The following is a public service announcement from Raymond. He's head of the Raymond department here at Snapchick, which covers all Raymondy things. His opinions are his own, but I do share most of them, except for the really weird ones.
Leigh posted a video last week talking about how she purchased a Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV, the battery grip, a couple of lenses, microphone, maybe another accessory or two as well. We also made a video together about the Nikon Z50 and how we're thinking about purchasing one. With the Nikon video, we got accused of propping up a camera that other reviewers hate, even though it's not out on the street yet. And then by Wednesday, we got accused of dumping other brands, including Nikon, to switch to Sony. Frankly, it's tough to keep up with what people think that we're doing. We like all these cameras. It doesn't really have to mean any more than that. I think the majority of you already understand what I'm about to say in this video, but for me, and on Leigh's behalf, and just for the sake of thoroughness, I want to take a moment to be extremely clear about what we do, and what our motives are, and what sometimes gets misinterpreted. One, I'm not sure we've ever met a camera or a feature within a camera we could say that we hated. I'm almost constantly seeing videos from other creators where they hate something or that one of the big brands screwed up royally again. If you bite and watch the video, sometimes they're actually full of hate for what they're talking about, which is actually pretty sad. And sometimes it's an attention-grabbing headline or scheme, and then they qualify the statement or soften the blow during the actual video itself. You may have noticed that in some of our recent reviews, we've used the phrase non-toxic review in the headline. That means we give it to you straight, we don't create unnecessary drama or pretend to get hung up on some design decision or feature just for the flamboyance and showmanship of having something to rant about. Let's be honest, an inflammatory headline, one that might trigger you, make you mad, it's a surefire way to get video clicks for a YouTuber. Thousands of clicks translates into tiny amounts of money, so there's financial incentive from creators to create that inflammatory headline designed to evoke an emotional reaction within you, which then gets you and thousands of other people clicking on the video. I find the entire practice of creators doing that intentionally to be dishonest and insulting. Now, we're all free to click on whatever we want. I'm not telling you which videos to watch and not to watch, but I'm also putting the ownership on the video creator to be honest in the title about what's in the video. If Leigh and I post a video that says that we may buy a camera, it's actually because we may buy that camera. It's not to keep you guessing or create artificial drama. In fact, we are actually going to go ahead and purchase the Nikon Z50 because we like the idea of it. We're very interested in seeing if it's going to be a great camera. Now, we could almost surely borrow one, but if we buy one, it's ours as long as we want it with no pressure to hurry up and try to learn and share everything about it in a short period of time. That's not good for you. It's not good for us. So if we think we're going to be in for the long haul with something, we're just going to purchase it. Now, if we wanted to be jerks and be dishonest to make a few extra pennies, we'd make headlines like, "We hate the Nikon Z50. Nikon beeped up again." And then we'd buy or borrow one anyway and just talk about it later. Believe me, the temptation has been there, and we see other YouTubers using that model of tempting you like that successfully, but we just won't do it. Now, here's another aspect that I also want to address. We're not normal camera buyers for a few different reasons. For one, Leigh and I, YouTube aside, and even if we didn't know each other, I'll bet we'd each own a few cameras of different brands. We're curious people, and we like the strengths and approaches of the various brands and their individual design decisions, how their vision of what a camera should be. I can virtually guarantee that the brands that we would have would look something like Nikon, Sony, Fuji, Leica, maybe even a Canon or two. Let's not even forget about Panasonic or Olympus. Okay, yeah, we do actually have a problem that we share, but I think we'd have that problem independently as well. So when Leigh announced last week that she was purchasing a Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV and entering the Sony world, I want to be clear, this is not a, "Look everyone, I'm ditching everything for Sony. Let's all bask in the drama of my big switch." It's not that. One, she never said or implied that she was switching from one brand to another. But the frustrating thing for us is when someone might assume that we are trying to create drama or that we're sponsored to say something like we're switching or that there's some other sinister conspiracy going on behind the scenes or that we're wanting to create drama for your clicks. In the case of Sony, with the popularity and capability of Sony cameras, which it can't be denied. We've used them. They're great. We'd be remiss not to have one here to demonstrate the capabilities of the system. Feels weird just to have one. I mean, we can only have so many, but Sony's got everything from super capable compact cameras through the Alpha lineup to the Alpha 7 and Alpha 9. They've got a wonderful assortment of lenses up and down the price range as well. It sounds like a commercial. It's not. It's true. No one's telling us to say that. It's very different on this side of the camera, on the side of your screen. If we want to report on the news, the capabilities, the strengths and weaknesses of these cameras, we've got to have them in our hands. That's the only way we can give you a true, honest account of how they work and how they feel for us. We've all seen the reviews where you figure out through the course of it that the reviewer hasn't actually used or possibly even seen the camera with their own eyes. When we borrow cameras, we sometimes get accused of doing that or doing commercials, and when we buy them, we sometimes get accused of doing commercials and promoting some sort of dramatic brand switch, or that there's just dump trucks full of money changing hands when we talk about something. The truth is much simpler than that. We like cameras and we like talking about them to you all. So here's the deal, and I'm sorry if I sound like evil Raymond here, but if you love or hate what we do, you're certainly free to say and think what you like. But I want to show you this side of the camera, that there's no conspiracies, there's no unnecessary drama that we create. And while we might, occasionally use humor, sometimes bad humor, to try to tell a very short story in a video title, we're not now or ever going to clickbait you, even if that means fewer views, fewer subscribers, and a lower income overall. If you think that our thoughts can be bought and that we're somehow trying to trick or hoodwink you into buying one brand or another, do this one simple thing: unsubscribe from the channel. If you truly think that, number one, you're wrong. But if you don't believe me and you think that we're dishonest and have low integrity, don't waste your time with us. If you truly think that, go somewhere else. Even when our content's marked sponsored, which it sometimes is, good luck from a sponsor standpoint trying to get us to say anything other than what we truly think. Brands have tried this with us and things got messy really fast and we didn't work with them. For those who like and enjoy our videos, maybe you started watching 10 minutes ago, 10 days, or 10 years ago. We're here to give you our straightforward perspectives, show you what works for us, maybe with some lame attempts at humor and some weirdness along the way. So let's have fun, whether it's me talking or when it's Leigh talking. Let's try to be good most of the time, and always be sure to listen to what Leigh and I actually say before you lump us in with some of the others who go for the triggering headlines, cheap clicks, and dishonesty. In the spirit of all this, in the spirit of goodness, and in my expanded role here on the channel, you've seen me in more and more videos, feel free to ask me anything down in the comments below, whether it's cameras, photography, what goes on behind the scenes here at Snapchick World Headquarters. I'll answer those questions right here next week, same time. No drama, no clickbait, and if you have questions for Leigh, I'll try to sneak her into that video also. And for no reason, maybe just to defy the haters, I'm going to shoot all week with this completely obsolete, partially broken Canon PowerShot G7 just because. And I promise you, no one, Canon or no one, is going to sponsor me to shoot this old camera all week. I'll share some of my pictures in that video next week just for kicks. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon.